I almost forgot again. I want to talk with you about looking at the instructions on your Seesaw assignments, okay? Yesterday, we had a lot of people respond to this statement. The problem was a lot of people didn't do what I said. So look, if this says draft, it's because I sent it back to you. And that's because number 5, record yourself explaining how the facts support the author's opinion. Do not forget this step. And guess what people forgot? To record themselves. People, I need you to check your directions before you turn work in, okay? So I did a checklist yesterday of all the people who did it, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. 6 people out of 40 students checked all of their work and turned it in correctly. So 34 of you either have not done your work yet or did your work but forgot a step. So that brings me to the second thing that I want to talk with you about. When you get your work back, most of you are turning it right back in the exact same way. That is not a game that I like to play. When you get work back, there is a comment on the bottom of the work telling you what you need to fix. So when you turn it right back into me, I am going to send it right back to you. And we're just going to play catch until you get the message. I'm just going to keep sending it right back. Now, that's a waste of my time and it's a waste of your time. So please understand that when you get an assignment back, I haven't just clicked a button for fun because I thought it'd be cool to mess with you. I've sent it back to you with feedback telling you exactly what needs to be fixed. So I need for you to read those comments and fix any assignment that's sent back to you before you turn it back in, okay? So 34 of you today got some work back from me with a comment telling you what you forgot to do, okay? So today during your work time, you're gonna need to fix that. Right now, we're going to move on with our lesson for the day because you guys understood it yesterday. You just forgot to do something, okay? So we're going to move on with our lesson for today. So I need you not working on that right now because I do not want you to fall behind because then you're going to miss today's lesson, right? But I need you to know that you're going to need to fix that assignment during your work time today on top of the assignment that you're getting today, okay? Make sure you are checking those directions before you turn your work in. That way you don't have to redo work because you double checked that you did it correctly the first time, okay? Any questions about that before I move on? Questions about why you are getting work back or what to do when you get work back? Any questions? All right. Remember, that's not just a fun game that I like to play. I don't click that button to be mean. I don't click that button because I want to mess with you. I click that button because I'm trying to give your brain an opportunity to continue to grow. Okay, so read those comments and fix them up. All right, let's go ahead and get started today with our assignment on using an author's reasons to support an opinion. I can tell you that I am going to take a grade on this assignment today. So you've now had 3 days of practice, and I feel that we're in a pretty good place with this concept. So today I'm going to be taking a grade on this work, all right? It says, with your teacher, watch the teaching video or go through the slides. We're gonna watch the video together and talk about them. Independently, you're going to follow these directions later. We'll talk about those when we get to them, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and add our response. And we will take a look at our video.
Hi, third grade. Today we're going to be talking about the author's purpose and how they use reasons to try to persuade you to agree with their opinion. Authors write for 3 different reasons. They write to persuade, which is to convince the reader to do or to believe in something. They also write to inform, to give the reader information or to teach something. But they also can write to entertain, to hold the reader's attention through enjoyment. We have talked about how authors write to inform, and you've even written to inform about animal adaptations. Right now, we're going to spend time on P for persuade, how an author convinces you as a reader to believe how they believe or to do something that they want you to do. Right here in third grade, you need to be able to distinguish between fact and opinion and explain how an author uses reasons and facts to support specific points in a text. Today, we're going to be identifying details from a text that provides support for an author's fact or opinion. Remember, an opinion is when you tell how someone feels or thinks. When an author tries to persuade the reader, they're trying to convince them to do something, or make them believe in something, or to change someone's mind. His name is Pete, and he's always trying to persuade people. Some synonyms for persuade are convince, believe, influence, and sway. If you remember our table with our main idea and supporting facts and details, we are going to be going back to that. Today, and when an author persuades, their opinion or what they want someone to believe or do is that main idea. It's why they're writing it. What does the author want me to think or believe? That's that top of the table. And then their reasons to support this are the legs that we have talked about. Why should I believe or think what the author thinks or believes? What reason or evidence does the author provide to help persuade me? We're going to be using a similar format with author's opinion and 3 reasons, just like main idea and 3 supporting details. Here is our text. Our text is about Washington, D.C. and the Duke Ellington School of Arts. In this text, the author, Elijah B., is talking about how the city is full of amazing places to visit that are both historic and modern. That is his opinion. There are amazing places, and one special place that is old and new is the Duke Ellington School of Arts.
When you are reading persuasive text, the author does not try to hide their opinion or their belief. They will usually state it in the opening sentence or the first paragraph to tell you what it is that they think. Because as Ms. Sharp showed us, the rest of the time is going to be spent on supporting or adding facts and opinions that prove their opinion, that give support to their opinion, okay? So we're going to continue today looking at this text, and then you're going to be practicing this alone with a different text. The opinion is going to be right at the beginning. Now we're looking for proof that the city is amazing because of the Duke Ellington School of Arts. So we're going to look for details that prove the Duke Ellington School of Arts is amazing.
So here, this lets me know that the author's opinion is that the Duke Ellington School of Arts is an amazing place to visit. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to type that in. The Duke Ellington School of Arts is an amazing place. That is the author's opinion. And they are going to spend the rest of the text trying to convince me that that is true. And they want me to agree with this. So let's go back into our text and see what some reasons are. The school is named after the famous African-American jazz pianist and composer. He was born and raised right there in D.C. High school students from around the country interested in theater, dance, and music apply. Only about 1 in 10 gets in. The school was established in 1974 in what used to be Western High School, a building from 1898. A few years ago, the city decided it was time for a new Duke Ellington School of the Arts. However, the teachers, students, parents, and community fought for it to stay in its current location. I think that is pretty interesting, and that would make it a great place to visit. So I'm going to highlight that. The building, the school is in a building from 1898. That's over 100 years old. So right here, the school is in a building from 1898. And I'm going to add that in because that's interesting. That is over 100 years old. That's pretty exciting. Let's go back into our text and find 2 more reasons why the Duke Ellington School of Arts is an amazing place. Here it goes on to talk about how the school attracts visitors from all over the United States. That is pretty amazing because it is a school just in one place, but the fact that it has visitors from all over the United States is pretty cool. People go from all over to visit it. This is you as a reader to believe.
Sorry, I went to type in the chat and it pushed the back for some reason. There we go.
Here it goes on to talk about how the school attracts visitors from all over the United States. That is pretty amazing because it is a school just in one place, but the fact that it has visitors from all over the United States is pretty cool. People go from all over to visit it. So now I've added that in as another fact.
So we can see that this is support that the school is an amazing place, because if the school was a boring place, would people from all over the country go see it? No. Do people make trips and plans for things that are boring? No. So that is proof or support that it's an amazing place because people come from all over the country. Okay.
And reason to support that it is an amazing place. So I'm going to go to my last paragraph to see some more information. The school also has a personal meaning to me. My grandfather's architectural company was chosen to work. His dad worked on it too, and so it was exciting to see the school's transformation firsthand. And he feels proud and lucky to be able to witness the ribbon cutting. I don't think that's a big reason why it's amazing. I think that's a good personal connection for him, but that does not really convince me. So I want to go back through and see if there's anything that I missed. And I go back up here to this paragraph, and it says that the school is named after the famous African-American jazz pianist and composer. I assume his name was Duke Ellington. And that, I think, is pretty cool. Not a lot of schools are named after famous African-American jazz pianists and composers. So I think that is a pretty good reason why someone should think that this school is amazing. So I'm going to go back and add that in. So those are 3 reasons that the author uses to support his opinion that Duke Ellington School of Arts is an amazing place.
I want you to notice that Miss Sharp had to go back through the text to find another one. She got to the end of the text and she realized she had only found 2. So she didn't say, oh, well, there's only 2. She had to go back in and look for more, and that's okay. So if you're reading and you think, man, I got to the end, I didn't see anything, go back in and find something else that connects to that author's opinion. All righty. So now we're getting ready to talk about your assignment. Your assignment is found on Seesaw. Sorry, my Zoom controls are in the way. There we go. And all of these lesson slides and visuals are in the instructional slides. So if you liked one of those posters or if you thought this was very helpful, they're right there in those instructional slides for you to see, and you can go through them. Also in the instructional slides is Miss Sharp's example. Here's the text that she was reading. with the pieces of evidence or the opinions and facts that she highlighted as proof for the author's opinion. Okay, so here's what your directions are. We've done the first one of reviewing the teaching video. You're going to click Add Response. You're going to look at slides 3 and 4. So I'm going to do that right now because sometimes when I read a bunch of directions, I forget. So I'm going to read slides 3 and 4. Slide 3 says, what does the author want me to think or believe? That's what's going to be identified today. Then you are going to find proof or support for why you should think or believe it. What is the author saying is the reason or the support for that opinion? Slide 4 is a reminder that we are working on identifying details from the text that provide support for a fact or opinion. Okay? So now I've done that. I'm going to click on View Instructions again because they're always right there. And I've just told 34 of you, you got to check them. So I'm going to show you one more time how to do that. View Instructions. On slide 1, read the author's opinion. This is from the text on slide 2. Read slide 2 and use the highlighter to find 3 reasons that support the author's opinion. Okay, so slide 1, there are many places in town to do things outdoors. So you guys are going to be reading about a community that is outdoors today. On slide 2, it says to use the highlighter tool to highlight 3 pieces of evidence that prove that opinion. So you're going to highlight 3 things in here that are places in town to do things outdoors. Questions on that expectation? Okay, I'm going to click on View Instructions again. After I've highlighted them, I'm going to type them on slide 1. I'm going to make sure that these reasons support the author's opinion. They can't just be random pieces of information. They have to be connected to the opinion. And I'm going to press check to submit when finished. So as I shared with you, I'm grading this assignment today. It's going to be worth 6 points. 3 points for highlighting your evidence in the text, and 3 points for each statement that is connected to the author's opinion. Okay? What questions can I answer about this expectation or this assignment? What questions are there? Okay, so everybody feels clear? All right. So this is going to be your assignment for today. 34 of you are going to be fixing or completing the assignment from yesterday that I gave you feedback on. So 34 of you need to click on that work over here in the in progress and drafts and fix what comment I left you. All right.